This is Jet with Pop Austin Media, and I have guitarist Phoenix Steel Knight. How's life, man?
Dude, it's doing good, man. Thank you for having me on. It means a lot.
Oh man, you're pretty dope. I like your shredding, bro. Any resolutions for the new year?
Uh, I'm trying to be a gym rat again, just trying to keep myself accountable. But I'm taking like a heavy load of music theory lessons with my buddy Ben from BMI. So that's one thing. I'm stepping up my guitar game a shit ton. That's the idea. So I'm
Awesome.
excited to see what we can do.
Awesome. Let's get it.
Yes, sir.
So, where is Phoenix Steel Knight originally from?
So that is actually my real name. My
Dope. I like that.
Yeah, shout out to my parents. I wouldn't be a lot without them. They named my brother Dominance Neo Knight, and then my sister Jade Valentina Knight.
Okay, so y'all got some cool names.
Yeah, was it? It came from the myth, and honestly, that name does embody me a lot. Like I find it really ironic. Just kind of going through a bunch of phases, to the extreme, and then tearing it down to the extreme and rebuilding. So I take that as genres. Like I was a big thrasher, tear that shit down, became a big rap head, and then just kind of started making it into one.
I liked your pony rendition you did.
Yeah, yeah, man.
That one was live.
I
That was
appreciate
dope.
it.
I was like, wait a minute, hold up. I was like, yeah. So I see what you're saying. You can dabble all into it. So how was childhood? Did you play any sports, or was you just more like music kid?
Oh yeah. I tried to do a lot of things. I was really big into sharks to the point where I was scared myself out of the ocean. That's why I'm more of a mountain guy. So I wanted to be a marine biologist when I was younger. Then wanted to be a soccer or basketball player. And when I played sports, I was good, but I knew I could be great, but I didn't want to put the effort. So I kind of proven to myself. But with music, it just kind of like, I want to be great at this, and I want to prove it. So I'm still trying to prove that, but it's been a fun journey. So that kind of stuck with me. Everything else that, that I entertained as a hobby or a possibility, I either proven that I could be great, just don't really want to put the effort into it, or it just wasn't for me, So, but childhood was really good. Me and my family are super, super close, which is definitely a blessing, and that helped a lot. There's a lot of things in my childhood that definitely like help shape who I am, just trying to pull from everyone and made me into like the mud I am. I came out of mud, like Vietnamese, Hispanic, white, just pulling from everywhere.
Let's talk about that. That's an interesting like, mixed combo. You don't see that much.
Yeah,
I like that. That's dope.
Yeah, man. Me and my friends joked I'm like a DIY Filipino, but but no, it's definitely a blessing. As in, like, my natural state is pulling from everywhere because everywhere could be home to me. To my Vietnamese friends, like their home base is purely Vietnamese. And sadly, I just kind of don't fit that criteria for a lot of races. So I kind of was always in the middle, and that definitely could be isolating, but there's also the benefits of it. Silver lining, of course. And now I have friends that just really kind of don't care or understand the struggle, But that definitely has like when I sat down, kind of broke down why I do music, that actually was a main factor of how I actually approach it, which I thought was really interesting. Just like how every genre, like I used to be only a thrasher, and just like same if I was just only Vietnamese, but I broke out of it. Everything could be something. Like Frank Ocean said, like I thought it was really cool. Like his sexuality is like his music taste is very ambiguous. It's from everywhere.
Mm-hmm.
I really love that answer from him, as in like why just take everything? As I like to say, is like conquering one world is lame. How about conquering a couple?
Exactly.
So.
No, yeah, I feel that. So, do you remember the first time like you picked up a guitar?
Yeah. I gotta start with Paper Jams and Guitar Hero.
Yeah,
So
that's an easy way to do
yeah,
it.
yeah.
Well, not an easy way, but that's a good segue to
Yeah, for sure. I remember hearing Van Halen for the first time, and that's what really like rocked my core. It was the three, because me and my dad used to do joyrides, and it was Van Halen's first album, Hawthorne Heights. Ironic enough, and I'm a big fan of like the first two albums of Hawthorne Heights. It's just like emo Thin Lizzy to me. and then Dire Straits, Money for Nothing. Those three I remember poignantly. And from there, I started mimicking like Van Halen's like mannerisms on the guitar with my paper jams, just as an inside joke with my pops, you know. And then I started transitioning it to Guitar Hero. I remember, you know, my dad was a little lit, and I was playing Led Zeppelin Guitar Hero, and I did the Jimmy Page, like a hand behind, something like that. And my dad's like, "You look fucking good on the guitar. I'm gonna get you fucking lessons." And then from there, it was all like downhill.
Cause he saw it. He
Yeah,
saw that
yeah.
you was gravitating towards like let's just get it going.
Yeah, and
That's dope. Shouts out to dad.
yeah, very much.
Well, mom
you know?
too. Yeah. Like,
Yeah. Then I saw this like chick with like pink hair walking to this place called School of Rock, and I was like, ooh. And then I saw her. She wasn't that cute. I just fell in love with guitar more, you know. And that's how it just continued. You know, I went it for the girls. I realized I just loved the guitar more. I was just like a 12, 13-year-old, and then I'm here still playing guitar.
dope. Is there like a difference between? I know the sounds, but like acoustic and electric. And do you prefer one over the other?
So I'm kind of in the right middle ground. Ironic enough,
Because I know you can. It looks like you dabble in both of them. I've listened, so it looks like you can go both ways. But.
Yeah. I just recently got my first acoustic, at least to own, from Gibson, which is awesome.
Yeah, I saw that's like your favorite. Is that one of your favorite brands, or is that the brand that you like to go to?
So the ES335, the guitar in here, is my favorite guitar, because I can play anything on it. And it's semi-hollow, which means it's there's a tone block in the middle to add beef, but it resonates like an acoustic guitar. So it combines both of the worlds. It's super warm, resonant, like bright, but also loud and dark. I can manipulate wherever I want. I play like super heavy metal on it, all the way to like a lot of like, you know, country blues. It can handle anything I throw at it, which is really sick. That's why when Gibson's like, you know, choose a guitar, that's the one. Because, you know, when I started out, I wasn't too particularly big fan of Gibson that much. You know, I just thought their Les Pauls were heavy. They're great guitars though. And then I picked the ES335 up at my job, and I'm like, I haven't played any guitar like this. And then they helped me get an artist deal, and that was the guitar, and awesome. That's it. Yeah.
Speak on that artist deal real quick.
It's a blessing. It came from, honestly, I gotta recommend the CFO Gibson, Caesar. He saw me at a guitar competition at Dallas Guitar Festival, and it was a top 10 guitarist under 20. You know, I lost that competition to some great guitarists who are now my actual peers in the Gibson community, which is awesome to learn from them too. But I guess he liked what he saw, and then he invited me on to the program that got me everything that Gibson has given me. So very blessed for that. And I'm an artist for life, and we have a lot of cool stuff coming from my group and with them. So I'm really excited to see what's up.
Awesome. So, speaking of your group, is that what Audio Sex Drive is? I could be wrong.
Yeah, that's
so Audio Sex Drive is.
Yeah.
I think I saw one of the videos y'all rocking out in the park, or I don't know where it's at, but I think I saw you in there.
Yeah.
So speak on that. Speak on.
Yeah. So
what y'all do with that and everybody involved.
Yeah, Audio Sex Drive started out as like a solo project.
And the name is correct. I like the name. It really stands out. You're like, Audio Sex Drive.
I appreciate it, man. Yeah, I kind of hinted that, you know, I sat down and really thought the philosophy behind what I was doing musically. And that really helped a lot what I wanted, like, you know, what was my message I wanted to get across. And now I have it, like, very poignant and consistent. But the idea is that, you know, I wanted to connect with many musicians and many people across the board with any genre, you know, because one issue that I had with many bands is that I've been in talented rock outfits, but the drummer or the guitarist just wants to keep strictly rock. You know, I was like, hey, let's throw some rap influence and stuff. And that's not what they're down for, you know. And I didn't want to be bound by anyone like that too. I want to work with titans in their own league, but for that specific thing, like basically like a tool. And that's what Audio Sex Drive kind of came from, is that I have a high somewhat sex drive for audio. And yeah, that every musician is kind of like a fuck buddy of mine, as in the idea that, you know, the first way I can get close to someone, the fastest is, sex. The second is music. And what's cool about music, and how it's way more healthier and kind of a cleaner high than sex between people is that, you get rid of all the awkwardness to get there. It's just straight connecting. And, that's why I love music. It's just so easy to be that. Especially for me, sometimes it's really hard because I'm kind of shy and socially awkward. So it's really cool if you put a guitar in my hands, like, all right, I got something in this conversation, So that's kind of the idea of the band. And then the drummer that you saw was Porter. Shout out to him. He's in the group with Asher Belsky. But great drumming head. I wanted to do a lot of like progressive stuff, so I flew him out and we did stuff. Now I got a whole new lineup, and that's kind of the whole thing. I just keep turning over. Me being one of the main constants, but definitely kind of showing all the sides that I feel that I can take on, and see what happens of it.
I like that, bro. I can see a lot of the different influences in your music. It doesn't just sound like one thing. It like has like, because nowadays music, it's all blended anyway. The genres are going to be, I mean, of course there's some, strictly pop or whatever, but a lot of the stuff is just blended together now. So I got a question. So what do you think about, like back in the day, the guitarist used to be the front man, right? Mm-hmm. Well, like one of the front men. You had with Eddie Van Halen. The list goes on. What do you think about like that kind of phased out? And it's like nowadays, seems like the people that are more in front of the camera are just going to be more like characters, like people that are just like, what I'm saying, they're going to probably do something in the news or whatever the case may be. It doesn't, like, what do you think about that, if I'm making any sense?
Yeah, it's interesting because I was talking about this before too. It's like, in my days of like being only rock heavy, I was really prone to hating a lot of things, like music wise. Like for example, Harry Styles is a great example. He is a talented artist and musician, and most of all entertainer. It does help that he's good looking to a lot of people. But definitely the industry has found a way of getting talented like musicians that, probably lack songwriting and team up with the, superstar songwriter. And they just make really good combinations. It might be satisfying to a lot of people, but I feel like there's a lot of void, or at least in the rock community, where it feels disingenuous. And it kind of is. But at least my message to the rock community is like, then put out something better. It's like, it's just take it as a friendly competition thing. I feel like a lot of, sadly, like the metalhead community that, I grew up in is just very mopey and very downy, and kind of like the crowd that pulls you back down. They don't want to take initiative to change. And, you might not like it, then try to find something to do. Like when I tell my group when we do covers, it's like, take this song, see why you fucking hate it, and then add your version to make it better. That's kind of the thing. Is just like update,
approach it,
and see that way. So I definitely have respect for Harry Styles. Probably not as much as some of my artists that I really admire, but I think he still does deserve respect. Because they got there, and I'm not there. The people that are making fun of him are not there. But, in my opinion, I think it is somewhat disingenuous, and I think a lot more people are kind of waking up to that a little bit. So I think it's a great time for artists to come back, and, the more people complain about it, the more they're going to miss the mark,
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Like I said, more frontman guitars. I like we need them frontman guitars. So I'm gonna say some names, and I guess just kind of give me some quick thoughts on them. Jimi Hendrix.
Oh, great. He's great. I love him a lot. I love the inspiration that he has given me, just kind of like the noise aspect of it. I have yet to really listen to his other stuff, and I'm planning to when I'm a tad bit older and I can understand. That's the same thing I'm going to do with Sgt. Pepper. I've yet to listen to that album fully through. So Prince. I love him, man.
The guy.
So good.
That's all you can say. Just like Prince.
Yeah.
Dang, man. Van Halen,
he's the GOAT. He's my
That's
number
your guy.
one. Yeah, he's my number one. Yeah, he's still.
Man, what's the dude from Def Leppard? He's nice. I don't even know.
I don't know his name, but I know what you're talking about. Yeah.
What about Gary Clark Jr.? You listen to him?
Gary Clark Jr. is actually pretty sick. I definitely wouldn't go to him that much, but you gotta respect his name. He definitely got that soul, and so I gotta put some respect on his name. But I don't really know much, so I'm not gonna say I'm a fan or anything. I'm just a big admirer.
Got it. Holding it down for Austin. So.
Yeah.
What about Black Pumas?
Black Pumas fucking kill it, man. So Black Pumas, Black Aussie, all these guys like coming out of the R&B scene in Austin are really, making Austin look great. So I'm really blessed that they're coming out and supporting Austin in their name,
Dope. Sure. So before we wrap it up, you got any upcoming projects, anything that we can look out for? For 2022.
Yes, sir.
Phoenix. Sorry.
No,
Steel Night.
Good. Yeah. So Audio Sex Drive. We got a great lineup. Just want a quick shout out, Trey Pham from Blue Tongue. He's on bass. We got Josue on guitar. You can check him out, State Chump, or his work with Shirtlift, the rapper. Friend Rafferty on drums, and he's the man behind the sticks. And I got James Danez, Jameson Swig on the keys and producing with me. Of course, I'm Phoenix tonight. I'll be on the guitar and all that. But we got like an EP. We got a live session coming out.
TBD?
Yes, sir.
Okay,
we got a lot of stuff coming out because we're in a major writing phase. We're going to go out to NAMM, the music convention in Anaheim. So if you guys are going to be out there, of course, check out Anatomy of Sound or Gibson. That's where probably we're going to be through. So we got a lot of stuff. It's a blessing this year. We're going to definitely make sure that this year is one for the books.
Dope.
I just got one question. Yeah. I kind of asked every musician this. What do you think about? Well, are you a fan of K-pop at all? And what do you think about like BTS just dominating the world right now? Like it's crazy.
Oh man, I definitely like K-pop. I definitely respect all those musicians in it too. The thing is with me is that so many girls thought I was Japanese or Korean, so they inundated me with like this K-pop shit.
Oh yeah.
To the point where I started hating it just to get them off my back. No.
I can see that.
Yeah, you look like a K-pop star.
Yeah,
you do,
a little bit. I mean, hey, it works.
Yeah, you gotta use it to your advantage, man.
Yeah, but Vietnamese people, we totally different from Japanese or Korean, and they're like, "What's your favorite sushi place?" Or like, it's always a thing. It's like all these like white girls try and prove how like well they know Asian culture, and it's like the wrong Asian culture for me too. It's like
no.
I mean, hey, I'm glad you like sushi and anime, but I mean that's not what we about.
Yeah. Oh, that's cool.
So, but I do actually really love them a lot. I do take a lot of inspiration from the vocal lines of modern pop, like Ariana Grande, The Weeknd, of course, like BTS and all that, because they're very melodic, and I like my guitar style to be a little more melodic. So I do take a lot of inspiration from those type of guys.
Yeah, well, I'm a huge K-pop fan. It's probably like 95% of the music I consume. It's random, but
nah, man, it fucking slaps. So I had to excommunicate myself from it, and now I can enjoy it a little bit.
That's funny. Anything else? Okay. We're gonna give you.
Oh damn,
dude, for you, man.
That's sick, bro. You even got the Gibson guitar on it, bro. Oh, dude, I really appreciate it, bro.
Yeah, there's a Gibson. Exactly. Make sure they put the Gibson on there. I was like, find a Gibson.
Thank you very much, you guys.
And then you got you some merch in there. Courtesy of Pop Austin Media.
Oh, god damn, man. Let me open this up real quick. Let's see. Dude, okay. Because I need a shirt for work, so I'm wearing this.
There you go, rock it. Rock it while you're rocking.
Oh,
we're about to hear our man Rock here in a second. Where can we find you at on the socials and everything else?
So it's my name for my guitar page. It's phoenix.steel.night. On Instagram, Audio Sex Drive _official for my band page, or Audio Sex Drive on YouTube or Spotify. We do have a live session out on YouTube if you want to see us how we rock out, how we really do. And we have our debut single that I made on GarageBand and AirPods. So it'll be a pretty fun thing.
Dope.
Yeah. So check it out. It's a funky one.
Awesome. Well, man, it was great having you by. About to hear you rock out. I'm ready for that. That's one of the big reasons why I'm happy too. Great conversation. This is Jay with Pop Austin Media, and I'm signing out.
I appreciate you guys.